The air inside Central City Courthouse was cold and heavy, as though justice itself had stopped breathing. From the bench, Judge Elias Thorne cast a contemptuous look at Sergeant Ana Sharma. "Get those trinkets off your chest," he said, as if ordering a janitor to clean a spill. "This isn't a parade ground. You're not here to impress anyone." Sergeant Sharma stood tall, uniform pressed, medals aligned like silent witnesses across her chest. At just 30, her posture carried more weight than her years. Her brown skin glowed under the harsh lights, and her expression was calm, but alert. "Excuse me, Your Honor," she asked, voice steady despite the storm brewing inside her. "Don't play dumb," Thorne snapped. "This court doesn't tolerate theatrics. Strip off those medals. Now." "Sir, I was awarded these by the Department of Defense. I don't care if they were handed to you by God," Thorne interrupted, sneering. "People like you, you're handed things. Quotas, inclusion, not merit." He looked her over like she was a nuisance. "With your looks, I bet you didn't need to earn a single one. What did you do? Smile your way through combat?" Whispers flickered through the courtroom like sparks. Anya stiffened, her hands twitching at her sides. Her medals weren't decoration. They were battle scars, earned in the dirt and blood of Afghanistan. Thorne leaned back, smug. "Take them off. Or should I have someone do it for you?" A cruel silence settled. Anya's throat tightened. Then, one by one, she began removing her medals. The metal clinked softly into her palm. Her hand shook, but from rage, not shame. "I am not on trial," she said. "I was subpoenaed as a witness. I've served my country. I won't be stripped of my dignity." "Oh, I think you already did that yourself," Thorne replied coldly. "You want to be in this room? Follow the rules. That includes tossing those fake badges onto the floor." The words hit like a slap. Still, Anya stayed calm, fingers wrapping around the medals. "Did I stutter?" Thorne barked. "Throw them down. Let everyone see what your awards are really worth." She hesitated, then, slowly, let them fall. The metal struck the marble floor with a hollow, lifeless sound. Somewhere, a phone kept recording. No one knew yet that footage would soon explode across social media. "Now pick them up," Thorne ordered, "with your mouth. Like the obedient little soldier you are." A collective gasp broke the air. Even the bailiff twitched in discomfort. A woman in the back row shouted, "You can't do that." A young lawyer stood. "That's abuse. That's unconstitutional." "I am Judge Elias Thorne," he growled, "and this is my courtroom. If you don't like how I run it, get out." Anya froze. She wanted to resist, to scream, to walk out. But she also knew how the headlines would read. "Uncooperative, aggressive minority woman in court disturbance." They'd twist it, as always, swallowing the lump in her throat. She dropped to her knees. Yes, she bent down. The back doors banged open. The courtroom froze. In stepped Lieutenant Colonel David Miller, every inch the military authority. His voice was low, but his words landed like hammer blows. "What the hell is going on here?" Thorne blinked, lips parting in uncertainty for the first time. Miller's eyes scanned the room, stopping on Anya. On her knees, a medal between her lips. Something inside him cracked. "Sergeant Sharma, who ordered this?" She didn't answer. She couldn't. "I said, who gave you that order?" His tone sharpened. Anya met his gaze for a second. It was enough. Miller turned slowly toward the bench. "Judge Thorne, was it you?" Thorne straightened his shoulders. "This is my court. You have no authority to treat a U.S. soldier like a dog." Miller roared, finally unleashing the storm in his chest. "You have no authority to humiliate her. You've disgraced the robe you wear. I have the right to maintain decorum in my court." "This is not decorum," Miller thundered, stepping closer. "This is abuse. And I assure you, sir, this moment is far from over." Anya still knelt, fists clenched, heart pounding. The courtroom had flipped. The silence was no longer out of fear, but expectation. Something had changed. And though the judge's power had filled the room minutes earlier, now his authority leaked away like air from a tire. The camera kept rolling. And Anya, she slowly rose, not in shame, in defiance. Judge Elias Thorne shot up from his chair, red-faced and trembling. "I am Judge Elias Thorne, and you cannot." "Sit down," Lieutenant Colonel David Miller roared, his voice slicing the tension like a blade. "Before I have you arrested for abuse of power and degrading an active-duty soldier in front of civilian witnesses. Try me. I will do it." For the first time in years, Judge Thorne hesitated. His hands, once steady with the gavel, now gripped the bench for balance. Sergeant Ana Sharma didn't speak. Her body collapsed forward, not from weakness but release. Her hands pressed to the floor as a dry sob tore from her chest. "He made me feel like a dog," she whispered, broken and shaking. "Like I was nothing, not human. Like I was back in my ancestors' chains. Crawling." The room fell silent, stunned. Even Thorne, arrogant, smug Thorne, was speechless. His face contorted, caught between fury and something unfamiliar. Shame. Miller knelt beside Anya, never touching her. "Sergeant Sharma," he said, calm but commanding, "stand up. You kneel to no one, especially not a clown in a robe." Her lips quivered. She pushed up slowly, rising to her feet. Still crying, yes, but no longer defeated. Miller turned to Thorne, his words sharp as steel. "You're going to answer for this. This is outrageous." Thorne barked. "You're military. This is a civilian court." Miller calmly pulled out his phone and dialed. "Lieutenant Colonel Miller. Code 45 Delta. Central City Courthouse, Room 14. Immediate dispatch requested. Judicial Internal Affairs and Attorney General Liaison." "Confirm." A second later, his earpiece responded, "Confirmed." Thorne slammed the bench with both hands. "You're insane. You can't do this." "You ordered a decorated soldier to kneel and pick up her medals with her mouth," Miller fired back. "That's not just unlawful. That's inhuman. You have no right. You can't touch me. I'm protected." "You're not protected from justice. When there's evidence of an ongoing crime in a courtroom, and the victim is active duty, shared jurisdiction applies." Anya stood silently beside him, watching. Her breathing still shook, but her posture no longer wavered. A quiet power returned to her frame. Within minutes, 2 agents from Judicial Oversight entered. They did not point. One agent stepped forward. "Judge Elias Thorne, you are hereby suspended pending investigation. You will surrender your judicial insignia and vacate the bench." Thorne's color drained. "This is a joke. This cannot happen to me." "You have the right to remain silent," the agent continued with practiced calm. "Anything you say. This is my court." Thorne screamed, but no one listened. The judge who minutes earlier had humiliated a soldier now stood stunned, stripped of authority. As he was escorted past Anya, she didn't even look at him, not out of fear, but because she didn't need to. That moment was already gone. Judge Thorne never returned to that courtroom. He was called before the Judicial Ethics Committee within days. No public defense, no lengthy hearings. The footage spoke louder than any plea. The final report listed it plainly: degrading conduct, abuse of authority, racial discrimination, violation of judicial code. His suspension became permanent. His name was scraped from the courthouse directory by the end of the week. He filed appeals. He called in favors. He threatened reporters. Nothing worked. The public had seen the video, and the public didn't forget. The day Thorne was forced to clear out his office, he did it alone. No farewell, no applause, just silence. Anya returned to base without press conferences or fanfare. She didn't seek vengeance. She didn't demand attention. She reclaimed her medals. Quietly, she had them polished and stored in her locker, alongside new citations from the Defense Department for valor in the face of institutional abuse. But she didn't need the paperwork. Her dignity was her own again. Her silence had screamed loud enough. And when she stepped onto the base the next morning, every soldier who saw her stood a little taller. They knew she had fought and won without firing a single bullet, and she would never kneel again.